Hi, my name is Matthew Fallows, and I just wanted to take you through my experience with Unreal 5. I spent a lot of time doing tutorials and videos from Unreal 4, mostly because that's where the documentation and videos are. I subsequently dove into Unreal 5, and I was going to take you through a step-by-step process of my experience working in Unreal 5, but it actually took quite a long time to put together the components of this level because I'm relatively new to Unreal 5, and there were some subtle differences between Unreal 4 and Unreal 5 in terms of like implementation. So I'm going to take you on a tour of what I did after the fact. So hopefully this is a shorter video than it would be otherwise. So basically what I did, I basically uploaded this level from Unreal, from the marketplace. And first thing I noticed is, hey, this level starts out right here, but you just really don't have a context for the space that you're entering without an opening shot, a revealing shot. So that was my first goal, was to get an intro shot. So basically I put in an intro camera, and what I did was in terms of blueprint, I set up the intro camera here. So basically on the event begin play, I start the sequence, and if I go back, you can see this is the sequence here, and then it was really important to me to blend to transition into the game camera, so I spent a lot of time making sure that that was a very smooth blend. Next up, I really believe in like making cameras as seamless as possible and integrated as possible. So I wanted to do a few different things, and one of the things I wanted to do was, hey, okay, we get into gameplay, and we reach this bridge, and let's have it's a cool opportunity for a crane shot. And I was really excited with Unreal because although you don't need a crane or a rail or a tripod be in a virtual space, it is cool to deal with the constraints of those tools that we have in the real world with physical cameras. I was very eager to implement with a crane, just to get the feeling of what that's like and how that looks like in a virtual space. So yeah, so basically what I do is you go into gameplay, and then you enter into this crane shot, which it has a jogging animation. So I have the character jog uphill, and then once you get to here, the character jogs to the left, and then you kind of see this vista. And at that point, the character turns around, and you go back to camera control. So the way I set that up in Blueprint again. This basically, once the actor enters a trigger, then I hide the gameplay character, and instead show the mesh character, the mesh dummy, and then hide the actual gameplay character. Then I disable the input for the player and play the sequence, and then subsequently teleport the player character to where the mesh has moved to. the next piece was I wanted to. A lot of my experience is with gameplay cameras, so I was really excited to work with Unreal because typically the gameplay cameras that I built for the early God of Wars, this was an opportunity for me to get kind of into coding, back into coding and scripting. And basically what I wanted to do was have a dynamic camera where as you are playing, as you are playing and moving as the character, we would have a trucking shot, and basically the camera would move in relation to where the player was moving along the bridge. So I have an enter trigger here, and then an exit trigger here, and then I've got a camera on a spring arm. And this was actually technically quite complicated. The effect is simple, but because I was basically building it from scratch, I had to basically create a dynamic camera system. On entrance to the trigger volume, you basically activate this camera, and there's all kinds of math going on in terms of figuring out the vector of where the player is, where the camera is, and basically doing the math to determine where the camera should be in relation to the player. So I've got all that detail in here, as well as custom functions for tracking player rotation and tracking player movement, and yeah, so it was technically challenging, but a good experience. And then so yeah, I did that, and then for the finale, I basically, what I did is, when you reach this threshold here, there's a trigger volume, and I basically went to a cinematic animated camera and basically did a pedestal shot where you kind of see, you have a little hero moment where the hero arrives at the end and they're kind of showing off that, they're ready for battle. Okay, let me start the game. So here's our intro shot where we reveal the space and reveal our hero. And it was important to me to be able to transition smoothly to the game camera, make that a really smooth process. And then basically we trigger our crane camera, which of course has the constraints of a real Hollywood crane. Character sees the viewpoint, we go back to game camera, and then we head up to the bridge, and then we have this cool kind of parallax shot as we cross the bridge with a dynamic camera, and then we enter our final camera, which is our hero shot. Thank you for watching this video and learning a bit about my process with Unreal 5. I've been in the industry for quite a while and used many tools, many editors, and it's quite refreshing to use an editor and an engine that is as robust as Unreal, and basically opens up a number of opportunities that quite frankly most game editors and engines just don't have. And the ability to do programmatic work, scripting, to the degree that you can effectively build your own in-game cameras is very compelling to me as a creator and game maker.